In the case of the Bible, when it says that you shall rest on the Sabbath day and there shall be no work, the Bible didn't define what work is. It was never defined. So that is where a problem is. Because work can have several definitions. But over time, the Jewish have what they call the school of the rabbis. And with time, they added laws to the Sabbath. In the Jewish Talmud alone, Talmud is a collection of ancient narrative or oral traditions of the Jewish people. There are sessions that had 24 chapters only on the Sabbath. Breaking the Sabbath law was like striking a raw nerve. They propounded thousands upon thousands of the law of Sabbath. Let me give you a few incidents. Are you still with me? For instance, in the days of Judas Maccabees, it was said that the Jewish army refused to fight. And they said they will not fight because it was a Sabbath day. And they said, let it be recorded in the heavens and the earth that you killed us innocently. And history recorded that 1,000 people died, including their wives and children, on that day because they said they will not fight. It's a Sabbath day. They folded their hands. There was a Roman army general, according to the writings of Josephus, who studied this Sabbath work of the Jewish people and mounted a war against them on the Sabbath day. And this is what he did. He built mounds around the Jewish territory. Mounds were like, you can call it a hill, a mountain or something they built so that they can be able to stand on top of it to see into the enemy camp, to the enemy's camp. He built it only on Sabbath day, and when it was fully built, he attacked the Jews on the Sabbath day, and they refused to fight because it's Sabbath. Number 3, the Bible again didn't define what work is, but Jewish rabbi came up with so many things that people were afraid to bath at night or on the Sabbath day, so that when you bath and water split over and you attempt to clean it, you end up working. So people didn't bath. If you're a woman on the Sabbath day, you are not supposed to look into the mirror. Peradventure, you see a gray hair in your hair, you want to remove it. By removing the gray hair, that is called work on the Sabbath day. They had restrictions on the amount of feet or kilometers you were supposed to walk from your house. For example, on the Sabbath day, you were not supposed to go beyond 3,000 feet. That is about 0.9 kilometers. Taking it from this junction to police station, you are not supposed to go beyond that limit. If you go beyond that limit, you have done work on the Sabbath day. You are not supposed to carry needles on you on the Sabbath day. Peradventure, you see a part of your dress that was torn and you want to sew it. When you sew it, you have done work. Sabbath day. You are not supposed to eat a food that was beyond the size of an olive on the Sabbath day. So when you read your New Testament and you hear Sabbath day, it's a lot. In the Jewish mind, in the Jewish understanding, it is not just on the Sabbath day, go rest. They have given definitions to what that work is, which the Bible didn't talk about. God is not against culture. Understand that Jesus was a Jewish boy. He was raised as a normal, ordinary being in the Jewish culture. Don't think that there was any supernatural thing on the raising of Jesus. Aside his birth, he went through the entire system. That was why when he came back to his own people, they said to them, where did he get the power from? Because they've known him. So he grew up as an ordinary Jewish boy, and he practiced all the Jewish stuff, and he understood the culture very well. God is not against culture, but a culture that is oppressive, repressive, and evil, God is against it. So with time, they propounded all these laws, and humanly they added this to the Sabbath, what the Bible never defined. and it became a system, a hold up on the children of Israel. Something that was meant to give them rest was now becoming an oppressive thing in their life. So in the book of Mark, chapter number 3, when Jesus said to the man with the withered hand, he said, step forward. He was talking about step out of the system that was written. It's not just a matter of step forward and receive healing and go back. Jesus was telling the man, there is a system that has been created to the point that even in auditorium, people could not receive their healing. And Jesus said to the man, step forward and stretch your hand. God is saying that into somebody here. There are people in church, but there is a system that has been created from their families and their background. And it doesn't matter how Papa preaches, they still hold on to tradition. So if they don't tie their hair with a scarf, they don't believe that God will answer their prayer. Because that's how they were brought up in the church where they came from. So when they come to the church and they see a lady in trousers, it means that that woman is out of order. God cannot answer her prayer because that is the system from which she came from. It's a system. What God is telling you in 2024 in this rank conversion is a step out of the system. Step out of the system. Some of us are coming from homes that it will take the hand of God for us to rise up because there is a system. Watch me. The dream of Joseph was culturally wrong. The dream Joseph had, customarily, it was a wrong dream. Because by the custom of the Jewish people, it is not possible for the elders to bow to the younger. It was one of the reasons why when Jacob went to the house of Laban and he labored for the wife, they have to swap and bring the older one before the younger one. So Joseph having a dream and seeing his brothers bowing to him was a big problem. When God looked at Joseph and he looked at his life, the stage where he is, they count the number of children the father and the mother had. Where he is, his brother has to die, which is not likely. The second one has to die, which is not likely. Third one, before he can ever rise up. So when God saw the system that was created in those days, he has to find another means to lift him out of the system. Some of us are coming from homes here. There are systems that are created for us to rise up. There must be another means. And God is telling you in 2024, he says, step out of the system and stretch your hands. That is the message I'm preaching tonight. Step forward and stretch the dream, stretch the vision, stretch the aspiration. Don't limit the church to one place. Don't limit the business to one place. Stretch it. Stretch your cause. 2024, another branch of your company, another branch of your shop, another branch of your ministry. Step